Well, hello there, everyone. And shockingly, I am not in fact dead. I am still here. And honestly, I'm sorry that I haven't really put out any video or any news in a while, 7 months now. Well, I just wanted to make a little update video to kind of explain myself a bit and give a few ideas for what my next video will hopefully be. Now, I'm not too sure how long this video is going to end up being, and I'm hoping in the description of the video to have timestamps if you don't feel like hearing my excuses for why I'm lazy and haven't made a video, and instead just want to hear my plans for hopefully the next video that's coming out. But for those of you who sit here and listen to me ramble, thanks. I appreciate it, and let's start talking about all this. So, yeah, it's been 7 months since I've made a video, and there are a couple of reasons for this. Those reasons range from good to just stupid. And we'll start with the stupid and say, admittedly, I'm a lazy bum. Play a lot of video games, and when I'm not playing video games, I'm either doing schoolwork for college or hanging out with some online friends or other sort of stuff like that. So I admit that that's probably a majority of the reason I haven't come out with a new video, is me just delaying and putting it off. Now, that being said, there are a couple of videos that I started partial production on that I never finished for a couple of different reasons. One of them is actually the next story time, but I'll cover that in a little bit when I get to the next video that I want to do. So that's, a good chunk of it, my laziness. But also, of course, there's the global pandemic going on that has made things a little bit harder. A lot of that stranded me back home. Well, not stranded me, but basically caused me to go back home. And back home, I don't exactly have the best internet. On a good day, we get about 150 kilobytes download speed. Kilobytes, mind you. And since upload is a fraction of that, and my videos tend to be long, it would have taken forever to upload a video anyway. But in addition to that, in addition to the pandemic and being home, another reason is, to be honest, I just don't know what to make a video on. Now, for a while that was the case. I finally started to get some ideas on some stuff besides the next story times that I could do. But on that topic, and going back to what I said earlier, let's talk about the story time right quick. So, not counting any of the videos that I made before my Earthblood discussion, let's take a look at the videos on my channel. So, Earthblood discussion, as you can see, has 22K views, which, once again, I am so thankful to everybody who checked it out, especially the ones who watched it all the way through. Thank you to all the people that commented. I try to keep relatively, talkative in the comments, correcting myself on things that people bring up in the comments and, talking back and forth a good bit. But anyway, it has 22K views. We're not really going to count the update video, the future plans video, so let's just ignore that. Storytime, 116 views, which is about the kind of drop off that I kind of expected to happen anyway, so I'm not really all that cut up about it. And then my trailer reaction to Earthblood, 2.2K views. Man, my channel loves twos for some reason. Anyway, it's clear that what people really want is Earthblood stuff. But as I pointed out, the developers are relatively radio silent. There have been very, very few updates on the game. Apparently, from what I saw, they're planning on talking a little bit more at a convention in June. I'll have to check what it is, and I'll throw it up here once I figure it out. But we should be able to get more information then. So there really isn't a whole lot of stuff I can talk about when it comes to Earthblood between the trailer and now. I mean, there really hasn't been a whole lot of updates, but there are a few corrections that I've mostly discussed in the comments. And on that topic, there was something that happened around the time that the CV started, shall we say. I don't know why I don't just say coronavirus. It's not like I'm going to get demonetized. I'm not monetized anyway. Around that time, I was in the Earthblood Discord, or I wasn't in it. I was sitting around and I got an update. Somebody pinged in the Earthblood Discord channel server and said that for a couple of days that White Wolf, I assume, was actually releasing free PDFs of the rule books for Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Mage the Ascension, I believe it is, 20th Anniversary Edition. It could be Mage the Awakening. I can't remember which is New World of Darkness and which is Old World of Darkness. And they continued along every day for 24 hours, allowing people to download the PDFs for the 20th Anniversary stuff for free. And I fully admit that I am kicking myself in the ass for not making a quick video mentioning that to everybody. But then again, only a few days in did I realize they were doing that for everything. And by then, people would have been upset that I didn't mention that Werewolf had a free download. But still, I sincerely apologize for that. And it's something that I should have done. I don't think it's going on now, so you'll have to pay for it if you want it now. But I also don't know if they did Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary, because that probably would have been a day before Werewolf the Apocalypse, so I'm not sure if they did that or not. Oh, and before I forget, the Earthblood Facebook page also made mention that apparently a Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition is being worked on currently. I don't exactly remember when they said it's supposed to be out, or if they said it's supposed to be out within this year or next year, but that was something else I figured I'd note. But anyway, let's get back on track. Since there really haven't been any updates, well, that kind of limits what I can talk about, and we'll segue into the second half of this video that I want to discuss, which is upcoming videos. Tying into what I was saying earlier about what people seem to want. I had the most plans for my second and third and possibly fourth story times, which would probably be all that I would do because that's about the time we stopped doing Werewolf the Apocalypse. But initially I was working on that video, and funnily enough, the reason I never finished it was difficulties with background footage, because I was trying to tie it into what the video was about. So I was doing the last level in Hitman, just the game just called Hitman, was doing the Japan level, and I was trying to do a special run of it where you only have the ninja garb and complete without ever changing into something else. And I just kept screwing up the run because I wanted to do it in one take and all that kind of stuff. Really silly, really stupid reason, but I never got that footage finished out. So I never even ended up recording the voiceover for it, and that just kind of fell off and I never did it. There were a couple other videos that I was thinking of doing, but they weren't Earthblood or Werewolf related. They were mostly side rants, and all those kind of ended up stillborn as well, and I never finished. But the story time, one of the reasons that I held off on doing that is, as I mentioned earlier, the big discrepancy in views. People seem to want Earthblood, and I've gotten some advice to just do what I want to do, and I might end up doing that. I might make the story time the next video that I make. We'll see how it goes. But I have gotten a few ideas for Earthblood stuff, and that's what I kind of wanted to mention in this video. I have two main ideas for Earthblood stuff to do. The first is discussing something that I very, very briefly brought up. In fact, I'm not even sure I talked about it, but I had it as the background text in my video of Earthblood discussion, which was just kind of mentioning that I think it's kind of a bad idea for the devs of Earthblood to have a preset character and not really have a lot of customization, at least that we know of. We know that he's a Fianna, but that's pretty much all we know. But it is a pre-made character. It doesn't seem like you can customize him beyond that, or beyond anything for that matter. It could just be completely linear, completely preset character. You might get some customization. You might be able to pick his auspice. You might be able to pick his breed. I'm not sure. And pick what forms you focus on and all that. But that stuff I would discuss in the video. But I want to discuss why I think it's a bad idea to have him preset. Discuss the ideas I have that they might have him set to be. I mean, obviously we know his tribe, but not much else. And talk about how they could still have it work, but I would leave that for the video. But it would be discussing Kahal as a character and some of the pitfalls of it. The second idea I had that is kind of similar to that one is discussing, like, how to put this, discussing what could have been with Earthblood, and basically talking about some things that they could have done with character customization, with different tribes and different auspices and breeds, different settings, that kind of stuff. And I might not do that because it would be very similar. A lot of crossover with the discussion about Cahal. But like I said, other than that, I'm not really sure what to discuss, you know? So those are the two video ideas that I'm mainly thinking are my next story time, which would be on the Beast Courts. And I think that might go over better considering that it's about the Beast Courts and people might not know all that much about the Beast Court, so it would also be talking about the Beast Courts and or the Hinga Yakai as they're also known, and covering it a good bit in addition to the story times. So for right now, I just wanted to update y'all on that and kind of mention that I'm either going to do the story time for the first bit of the Beast Courts or the discussion on Cahal. We'll see. I hope, and note the hope here, hope to have that done within a week. I can't make any promises, but we'll see. We'll see. I feel obligated to make a video for y'all. I have 75 subscribers at the time of making this video, which is 75 more than I had before, or 73 or 2 more. And I still see the videos continuing to rise with their views and comments and whatnot. I will try to stay active with comments, so if y'all want to discuss Earthblood or hear more from me, feel free to comment on any of my videos and I'll try to discuss with y'all. But that being said, thank you for everybody that is subscribed. Thank you for being patient, those of you that are being patient. I know there are probably some that have given up on me by now, but that's my update. I'll have either a Beast Courts or a Storytime or a Cahal video, hopefully within the coming days. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.